Hi everybody. Today I'm going to give you a brief overview of Inventora, how to get your account set up, and some helpful tips and tricks. Inventora is made up of several components. These include raw materials, finished products, purchases, sales, and production. Once you understand how these core pieces fit together, you'll be off to a great start. First, we're going to talk about raw materials. Materials are things that you use to make a product. If you were a pastry chef, these would be flour, butter, salt, etc. Anything that ends up in the final product, whether made in-house or purchased from a supplier, is a material. The easiest way to get your materials into Inventora, if you already have them in a spreadsheet or another system, is to import them from a CSV. All the columns already match up perfectly, but sometimes you'll have to make adjustments. Now, I'm going to click Upload. And look, just like that, the materials are all in Inventora. Next, we're going to talk about products. Products are items you sell, individually or in bundles. You can import products from a CSV just like with materials, but it's often easier to import them from your online shop. As of May 2026, we currently have integrations with Shopify, Etsy, Square, Squarespace, WooCommerce, Wix, QuickBooks, and OrderDesk. So if you use any of these tools, it should be easy to import your products. We're going to go through an example using Shopify, but the process is essentially the same with any of the others. We'll be taken to Shopify to approve the necessary permissions. Then we'll be brought back to Inventora so we can finish setting up the integration. Because we don't have any products in Inventora yet, we're just going to leave these all as Create New Product and click Sync. Now that all of our products are in Inventora, we have to add the formulas or recipes to each product. If you already have your recipes in a spreadsheet or CSV, then you can import the same way you imported materials. You'll need to add a row for each ingredient in each product, where you'll have a product name or SKU, a material name, and the quantity used in the formula. But for now, I'm going to show you the other way of adding reusable formulas, which lets us save time by sharing common formulas across multiple products. We're going to scroll down to where it says Formula, then we're going to add a new formula. Formulas can have fixed and placeholder ingredients. Fixed ingredients will be the same across every product that uses this formula, whereas placeholders can vary. For example, a fragrance oil and a candle is often a placeholder because you'll have different scents of the same size of candle. You'll have to have at least one placeholder in every formula. We'll save this formula, then we'll go back and select the appropriate fragrance oil. Now, once we save the product, we'll see that the unit price has been updated. Okay, I went through and added the same formula to the other 12-ounce candles and also added a separate formula for 8-ounce candles. As a result, all the unit costs have been updated and they all look good. Now that we've finished adding our products and materials, it's time to go add our purchases, which we call supply orders in Inventora. One important thing to note is that Inventora only tracks purchases related to your products or materials and not other purchases like equipment or capital expenditures. However, if you do have these types of items in your orders, you can just add them as one-time line items that won't add an actual material to the system. If you already have invoice PDFs from your suppliers, you can easily add those and the AI tool will automatically import them. We're going to select the PDF and wait for the import to process. You can also upload multiple invoices at once if you have a bunch, so you don't have to do them one by one. Okay, it looks like the upload succeeded, and now we're going to go through and make sure that all the data looks correct. If it all looks good, we can hit Looks Good and save the order. By default, the order will come in as placed, but we can easily mark it as received so that the stock levels of the actual materials included will be updated. In addition to importing supply orders, you can also create orders manually. This is especially useful when drafting an order ahead of placing it, or to send as a purchase order to a supplier. We're going to add an item, set the case size, which is the size of the unit we're ordering. Here, this will be a 5-pound jug of fragrance oil. Then we'll set the unit cost and the quantity. Once we've finished filling in all the rest of the order details, we're going to go ahead and hit save, which will ask us if we've already placed or received the order. In this case, we're going to send the order to the supplier as a purchase order. This will take us through a few additional steps to send the order details in an email to the supplier along with a purchase order PDF. Now that we've added our purchases, it's time to look at our sales. Inventora already imported all of our sales from Shopify, and we can see that our most recent sale still needs to be fulfilled. By default, Inventora has pulled from our stock of pre-made products, but in this case, we want to produce a new batch of this product. We're going to click the 3 dots at the top and then Prepare Sale. We'll choose Create Production Run and click Save. Now we're on the production screen where we can complete the production run. We'll enter some notes and click Make Batch. After we mark the production run as complete, we're going to head back over to our sale where we see the updated traceability and cost of goods data. If you want to drill down deeper into reporting and metrics, we can head over to the Reports tab. At the top, we'll see an overview of all sales in Inventora across different sales channels. Next, we'll see the material and product reports, which include several useful metrics on production and cost of goods sold. We'll see the purchase reports, which allow you to break down spend by supplier. Then down at the bottom, we can see a breakdown of current inventory values of our materials and products, which is especially useful at tax season. This has only scratched the surface of what's available in Inventora, but hopefully this will help you get started.